Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be rating a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Muichiro. Muichiro did not know much about you and about your life with your ex. He just knew that the two of you were not on good terms. And it was a very messy breakup. You and Muichiro are very good friends. And he had other feelings for you as well. Ones that he did not need to tell you at the moment. What he knew, though, was that something was wrong. You kept reporting some strange things, finding your door open at times, telling him that you think you forgot it open, finding some weird things that should not be happening at all. Oh, it's just an accident, Muichiro. I'm sure it's nothing. You would say, every single time, but you had that inkling feeling that there was something more, something bad that was going to happen. Call it instinct, call it whatever you will. But he knew he was right, as much as he hoped that he was wrong. He knew that that kind of sense never failed him, and he so desperately hoped for it to fail him now. He did not want to be right about this. He wanted to be so very wrong. So that's why. So that's why he hoped with all he had that everything will be fine in the end. But when he didn't call him that night, he knew something was bad. You had only sent him a text when you got home. He texted you back, but then there was nothing. Waiter had to rush to your home, and meanwhile, you were standing right in front of your ex. What are you doing here? You left. I told you to leave. How did you even get in? He had so many questions, none of them that he was willing to answer. Before he grabbed you by the arm, dragging you away, telling you that you would not be staying there any longer, that he'd be taking you. You were his, and he was not allowing you to leave, no matter what you want, because to him, what you wanted was something he did not care about. Not at all. You were crying when Rachel stumbled onto the scene. He took a deep breath, trying not to lose it from within, before delivering a punch to your ex's face. You filthy scum. What do you think you're doing? Do you think that no one will look after her? That you can just do whatever you want to her? You're disgusting. Just because she loved you once, it doesn't mean you own her, he said. And before he knew it, he was dragging him off. And there was the sound of fighting. You couldn't even look up at it, crying onto your own knees. Before Muichiro went over to your side, picking you up gently in his arms. It'll be alright, Wayan. I've got you. Okay? I promise you. You'll be okay, he said softly, and you just held on to him. There would be a lot for him to say when you woke up, but right now, he just wanted to make you feel safe and to get you back home with him. He'll keep an eye on you, and he'll make sure your filthy ex never lays a hand on you ever again. Kokushibo. Kokushibo never thought that your ex could be obsessed about you to this degree. You did tell him about him. You told him about your story, and everything that happened between the two of you. Of course, you disliked him, and he hoped that you two of you never cross ways again, just because of how awful he seemed. But it seemed like his wishes were not granted, as life just had its way of making you reunite with one of the most horrible people you've ever met, in a way you did not want to be. You had a feeling that something was just not right. Maybe it was just a feeling that you should ignore. But for some reason, it was something that stuck with you. It felt like someone was following you, even though when you turned around there was clearly no one. But you had the constant feeling of being watched. So, when you're moving to turn around the corner, and a hand roughly grabs your arm, dragging you to an alley, you're startled and terrified. And even worse, it's that person you left months ago. Your ex, no one else. You had hoped that Kokushibo could come, but this was very far away from your home, and there was no way for him to know if anything had happened to you on the road. So as he dragged you off, talking to you and yelling at you, you only hoped to be able to break out of his grasp somehow, crying as you tried to push him away. And you were late. That's what Kokushibo noticed on his end. And that's when they went out looking. After all, taking a look around your home and walking around, it wouldn't take him too much. He was incredibly fast, and he would be able to detect if something was unusual in a very good amount of time. So if he found you around, he could help you come home, just in case. And if you weren't around, then he would go to your workplace, just to see if something was wrong. That's when he sensed you, a mile away. There you were. And before you knew it, he was right between you and your ex. You had been pushing him away, and you finally managed to break that grasp, only for Kokushibo to appear, like he was summoned, maybe because you had willed it so hard to happen, hoping from the deepest crevices within your heart. And before you knew it, your ex was no more, in quite a literal sense. You were stunned, staring. Kokushibo had not even taken the time to make a conversation with him. Someone so worthless and so unintelligent should not have time wasted on. Are you alright, darling? Are you hurt? He couldn't have hurt you, did he? No, Kokushibo, he didn't. I'm just so glad that he showed up on time. You tell him, hugging him tightly, and he let out a soft relieved sigh, kissing the top of your head. I'm just glad that you're okay, darling. At least now I know for sure that he won't be bothering you again.